This Hangout on air is live. Hey, everybody. I apologize for the spooky transmitted disease here. I know I look kind of jaundiced. I'm kind of getting because my webcam is all messed up and the sound and blah, blah, blah and all this business. So it's, yeah. And this is kind of hard doing the dual camera thing, so I'm going to apologize. Yeah, we wanted to do a wrap-up of Spooky Empire Retro and all things that went on during the con. And we wanted to talk about some of the things that we know now about October. So if you guys haven't done it yet, especially with dual camera, I can't do this. Up here, there'll be a subscribe button. There'll also be a link to past episodes because we've done, I don't know, like 15 of these episodes or something. So subscribe to check out updates and, wow, see, I don't even know where to look. This is really weird. Okay, but tonight we have Robby. Hi, Robby.
Hi.
See, she doesn't look nearly as ghetto as I do.
I showered, dude. Come on.
She showered and everything. This is a special occasion.
I put deodorant on. Imagine that.
That's more than a lot of people at the convention did. and that's Mo. Say hi, Mo.
Hi, how are you? Hi, what's going on? I'm going to be doing this all night. Just so you can hear me.
It's going to be one of those, man. Okay. All right, let's jump right into it. Okay, one of the first things I wanted to talk about, well, we might as well just start right at the beginning. The zombie walk. The zombie walk was, it was very, very awesome. It was kind of a light turnout. I mean, granted, this was kind of what we call Spooky Empire Light, I guess, since it's not the October event. So it was kind of, I think there was a couple hundred people. I mean, Robby, you were there. I mean, how many people you think were there?
Definitely a couple hundred that I saw that came and went, but I did notice we did get a lot of attention from the people that were at the restaurant that weren't necessarily involved with Spooky Empire at all. They were having a blast with us in there. Yeah, they were definitely having fun. Yeah.
I gotta say, while the event was a lot of fun, well, first of all, let's see, the makeup team. I mean, JD, Nix, Mandy, Dr. Skull, they were all amazing. Some really, really awesome stuff. Oop, battery not charging. This is not good. Oops. I hope I don't drop out. If I drop out, you guys better like chime in and help out here because it says battery not charging. This is not good.
Do you have it plugged in?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, no, I just got the thing on here that says the battery's not charging. That's not good. All right. Anyway, but yeah, the zombie walk, the makeup team was absolutely amazing. The people that were there were having a lot of fun. Devil's Rejects headed it up. It was a little bit of a rough start because some people didn't know where to go or what the route was or who was supposed to lead. So there seemed to be some confusion, but I think this is the first time that they actually headed up a zombie walk, so maybe that growing pains, I guess. So, but it was a lot of fun, and everybody seemed to enjoy it. I mean, Robby, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think also I feel like in the past we've had Mike Christopher as kind of the head with his tambourine, getting everybody kind of gathered and everything. But I think because with the kind of like dual hosting, I think that kind of caused some confusion.
That's true.
Like you said, a rough start, and I think some people wanted to follow Mike, but the Rejects had their sign and everything, so it's like who do you go behind? That sort of deal.
Yeah, hopefully in October there will be a little better coordination and things will be a little smoother. I'm assuming. Now, does anyone know like what happened to the Dead-Eyed Empire? I know the Dead-Eyed Empire because they used to start off things with a big bang. They had like the chainsaw and the cutting of the corpse, and there was like a whole official start and the whole 9 yards and the drumming. And this time around, it didn't seem like that there was much of that. I don't know.
I mean, have you even seen them lately at all? I mean, I can't really remember the last time that I saw them around.
That's true. Okay, maybe they fell apart, but it would be nice to see something like that back in October. But like I said, maybe it was growing pains. So I guess. Oh, all right. Well, Mo, you didn't make the zombie walk, did you?
I actually didn't. No, I was getting prepped for the Friday day. So I mean,
day.
Yeah. No, so I couldn't make the actual zombie walk. I don't think I've actually ever made it to a zombie walk, unfortunately.
Oh, you're gonna have to rectify that in
because
October.
of prep. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely need to.
Yeah. All right. And then, like I said, there was the zombie walk. Okay. The guests. Let's just jump right into the guests. Mo, was there a favorite guest of yours? Like, do you have any particular guest stories? Who were the most awesome? Were there any assholes?
You have the good one.
Obviously, I mean, I spent the whole weekend with Alice Cooper, so that was pretty cool.
I heard nothing but good things about Alice Cooper, man.
Dude, he spent so much time with everybody. I had to pull people away from him while he was talking because he spent so much time with his guests.
It's really good to hear. Anybody else?
He's definitely one of the nicer ones.
Robbie, what about you?
I wanted to ask though. I mean, how come he had his own room all by himself, all separate from everyone else? Is it because of the crowds he was drawing?
Mo, do you know that? Oh. Is Mo freezing up on us?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What was that?
I was wondering if you knew how come he had a room to himself. Is it because of how many people were coming to see him?
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Usually, the larger cons, your premier guest will usually have their own room. Like, say Shatner ever came in, he would have his own segregated area. It's usually contract specific, but it's also to make room for the amount of people most likely that person is going to have.
Right. Well, I mean, that's what I figured, but yeah. I was just wondering because he was like so separate, he was just completely for himself, and that must, that's kind of weird too. Like if you wanted to say hi to the other celebrities or whatever.
I've seen bigger guests do that before, and at first, I'm going to admit, it did kind of put me off. It was just like, oh, he's kind of, and what everybody was saying all weekend was he was Ace Frehley, and it's like, okay. But then once I started hearing all the stories about him, it's like, okay, well, that kind of makes up for it. Because to be fair, Peter Criss did it, and Peter Criss was absolutely amazing. So I guess sometimes it does work out. And like I said, his autograph prices were really pretty cheap, all things considered. So I mean, he wasn't Shatner where it was like $120 or whatever. So no, or maybe it was like 80. I don't know. However much they charge. Or Norman Reedus is 120. My bad.
You're right.
Shatner is usually about $80, but yeah,
which is still a bit much in my opinion.
They don't determine those prices.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah.
But give us some insight on how the guest, because I know a lot of people always ask that about like, oh, this person charges too much, blah blah blah, whatever.
Oh no. Majority of the time, I mean, it's set up through the managers basically, and a lot of the times it's a bidding process as well. Alice Cooper was only going to do 2 shows this year. So, I mean, for the price that he was charging, that was extremely cheap. But you've got people say, I mean, I don't want to name drop or anything like that or name names, but a lot of people will, they do one every other weekend, and they're clearing a good 50 to 60 grand a weekend, because of what they charge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he does this for the fans. He really does. He's a musician first. I mean, everybody's heard about the band he's going to be in. He's with the Hollywood Vampires.
Yes, with Johnny Depp.
Yep.
With Johnny Depp. Yeah.
And Joe Perry. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's really more focused on the music, and he wants to do concerts. It's he's only doing this and one other, something called Chiller up north.
Ah, yes. Spooky's pretty much direct competition.
Okay. See, those are the only 2.
It's up in Jersey, yeah. But that's more of a retro show, like a literally retro show. They get like guests from like the 60s and 70s and stuff.
Let me tell you, one of my biggest pet peeves, is a lot of the managers that I have to work with sometimes, and Alice's, it couldn't have been better. I've never had a couple of managers that were actually really, really cool. So.
Awesome.
I don't know how many managers watch this, so I could be biting myself in the ass here, but it's usually not a very pleasant experience, but this weekend was like completely awesome.
Well, because it's business. It's a business ultimately for them, so.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
So yeah, the arrangements about him being in a separate room, it wouldn't have worked. I'm sorry, it wouldn't have worked if he was.
Oh, that's true.
In the
Oh,
room.
no, yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. Putting him in the general populace, yeah, that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
especially
but
in that
he-
one room they were in, right?
Yeah.
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 So,
And one of the other things I wanted to bring up when it came to Alice was the whole Froggies thing. Now, I'm not usually a fan of Froggies, but I mean the price was absolutely incredible. It was like $60 to get a picture with them.
mhm.
Oh well, okay. I thought I was getting feedback there. Okay, but I mean that was really great. But I'm really not a fan, and I understand why they do the professional ops. But the whole cattle call process, the bam, 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 bam. I understand why it's done, but it makes it so impersonal. You know, Alice was doing what he could to like really connect with everybody, but
You know what?
it's
Call it what you will. That's the standard. It's not a meet and greet. It's a photo op. If you really want a meet and greet, that's mostly included.
it's just so
in
impersonal.
the autograph. It's intended to be because of the volume.
I suppose.
I see your point, Mo, about the it's.
I see your point.
You do the meet and greet at the table, but I mean, to that point, I did a meet and greet VIP with Sublime, and it was supposed to be a meet and greet, and it wasn't. It was a photo op, like you said. They were like just like this, one after the other. Just stand there, shake hands. Hey, nice to meet you guys. Picture. Okay, done. And I was like, what the hell? I wanted to chat with them, you know?
Yeah.
Real quick story. Shatner did that at a MegaCon about 3 or 4 years ago. Charged
believe it.
$500 for a 5-minute chat with him and a couple of signed posters. That's it. We had to do that in a
It's
separate
becoming
room.
the standard now.
I mean,
I've been spoiled, you know, and that's the whole thing. One thing I can say about Spooky is that when you come to this con, 9 times out of 10, the guests that you want to meet, you actually get a personal experience. You come away with a story because 9 times out of 10, they take photos at the table. It's very rare. There's usually one guest per show that does Froggies, that does a professional op. But even so, you can go get an autograph and say hi at the table. There's very few shows left where you can still do that, you know, and because most of it is, professional photo ops the whole time. So. But that's something. I mean, all the guests were fantastic. I mean, the Weird Science crew. I mean, oh my God, Anthony Michael Hall. How amazing is this guy?
Sweetest guy
it was
ever.
pretty cool.
I know, he's so awesome.
Yeah, I heard nothing but amazing stories about him all weekend, man. And I was even out at the pool. What was it, like Friday night? I think it was, and there was like the DJ playing. I saw like him and I don't know if it's his girlfriend or his wife.
Fiance.
Yeah, they came out and they were listening, and I saw him like the next day. He's having cheesecake in the bar. It's like
Yeah. He's a cool guy. Yeah, I know, it's awesome.
He didn't even go to the VIP party. He
Oh,
spent
really?
most of the time out. He didn't go.
What?
He spent most of the time out there. I didn't see him out. I didn't see him in there.
Well, I thought, I mean, and I could be wrong, but I had understood that they have a contract to do the VIP party. Even I think it's like a 10-minute appearance, maybe, but it's like in their contract when they sign it.
See, nobody really knows unless they actually see the contract. Nobody. I mean,
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, well, that's the rumor. That's the rumor, and that's how the VIP guests know for sure that they're gonna get their 10 minutes with this person.
I was there pretty much till after the tickets, where they give away stuff, the raffle. I was there till about then, and then I left. But I didn't see him there. But a lot of the others were there.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
It's one of the things I heard at the VIP party. One of the, I guess, complaints that I heard was that the VIP party wasn't decorated. Is that true? I didn't go VIP this year. I heard there was decorations at the DJ booth, but that was it. Is that true? And the cake, of course. So I heard there was no decorations or anything. Is that true?
That is somewhat true. I mean, they had the lighting. I think there were probably set limitations that the hotel said that they could do.
Gotcha.
So
I can see that. Yeah, they were taking our signs down the whole weekend.
Because Petey, that's his pride and joy right there. He really appreciates, that's like the big, grand thing for the convention.
By the
And he
way,
wants to put on a good
Petey, just for the record, Petey. Anyway, go ahead, Mo.
He wants to put on a good show, and you can tell that he really enjoys going up there and talking to everybody
Oh, yeah.
during the VIP.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what he says. He's still a big fanboy. He can say whatever he wants. Promoter, all he wants. He's still a big fanboy. I don't care what he says.
This is one of the few fan-run large conventions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see. What else did I have here? Okay. The vendor room and the artists. Was there anything in particular that you guys saw in the vendors room that you thought, warranted mention, or some of the artists? I mean, I was really impressed with the vendor room. One thing I can say about Spooky with the vendor room is they have a massive variety. And they also, and every show they do this every time, there's a lot of local artists. It isn't just like a bunch of, let's say, like MegaCon, where it's all mass-produced T-shirts and, it's like the same crap you could find at, like, a flea market. This is actually, like, handcrafted local artisans, I mean, were there any...
Yeah, I think I saw a vendor this year that I don't recognize from the past, but I could be wrong. And it was kind of like taxidermy stuff. And they had
mice.
Yes, the little mice, and they had like the skeletons. They had them like in skeletons and stuff, and they had like a shadow box with like a marionette.
Oh yeah, the puppets.
That was awesome. I definitely like that. And of course, I love the vendor room because I love seeing my favorites because they always come, and I can always count on seeing my favorites, right? Like Mark Hamill and London 1888. I mean, you should see my living room. I have like, I'm not even kidding, about 7 of his prints. Because it's just so awesome,
There's in my bedroom.
Yeah. So it's always, it's part of that family atmosphere that we're always talking about and that we enjoy so much about Spooky is the vendors are part of that. We have the coffee shop of horrors, and we have, the cemetery prints, and, Morgan, we got all these people, amazing artists that always come, and you can always count on seeing them there, and they make Spooky.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. And even like the new vendors, they always have something new. That's what I love. It's like I don't spend money at the vendors room at MegaCon or any of these other cons. Like I said, these are all local artists, so you're guaranteed to find stuff in the vendors room you won't find anywhere else. I can't even tell you how much money I dropped in the vendors room just because there's so much original stuff. And especially for people that like special effects artists and stuff. I mean, they have like the latex prosthetics and the masks and a lot of the horror stuff that you can find in the vendors room.
You can even get made up. I mean, they have booths where you can actually get the stuff done there. I mean, I think it's Anatomy Effects had a booth. And
First time too. He was first time he was there.
Oh man, it's so cool. Like all these just places where you can get stuff and watch it. And you can watch professionals doing it too if you're interested in learning or whatever, which is great.
Mo, did you hit the vendors room at all?
A few times.
And?
Oh no, I liked it. The thing about the vendors and the artists that come in, they're a niche market.
Yes.
You've got. It's not the same ones over and over again, but in the same respect, it's the same. Kind of the same genres. You're right about the local artists. They do their damnedest to try to keep the table prices cheap, so the artists can come in. A lot of the local guys can come in, and you always see something new. I like that.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. I'm really impressed with the tattoo area as well. Walking by and getting to see a lot of the people getting tatted up. That was pretty cool. They've done it before, of course, but there was a lot of good work this year. A lot of good tattoo artists.
Yeah, there was definitely some good artists in there this year. But do you like the whole setup of having them in the same room as the vendors? Do you like?
Yeah, I think they need their own dedicated area.
I agree. I feel like they need to be in another area. But then going to the convention center, that's going to be hard because it's just one slab.
Well, that's going to be interesting.
The thing about the tattoo artists is it's also a draw. You want foot traffic to come in through the marketplace, through your dealer's room. And one of the things that you do want to see is some of the tattoo artists. I think it was strategically placed to have the exit right next to the tattoo artist, so people could actually go through the dealer room.
Oh yeah, you have to walk through the dealer room. I get that.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think that's part of, because one of the things I noticed about the Wyndham this year is that it was hotter than usual. There was really not a lot of the AC that there normally was or has been in the past. And honestly, I think that might have been in part to the tattoo area. I think their lights and the machines, and I think that kind of raised the temperature a bit more.
You can actually feel the difference between the tattoo area because they have lamps and they have like all these machines going, body heat there, adrenaline's going high. You can definitely feel the difference. Yeah, it's warm. But again, going into the convention space, this is going to be totally different animal for this. So, I mean, can you even tattoo at the convention space? I'm not even sure you can do that.
I've just done it. I mean, I actually had a tattoo done at FX in, was it 2009, I think it was. So, it can be done. Yeah. It's a bit unorthodox, because, I mean, I don't know. Because usually when you get tattooed, it's usually in a kind of a more... personal space.
Yeah. But at the same time, there's those people that don't mind, being proud to be getting this piece at this moment in time in this place, and again with amazing artists, because there were some really good artists this year.
Oh yeah, there was a couple that I looked up that I started following on Facebook because their style was just that cool. And one of them, I can't remember, she had red hair, and I don't remember her name.
Oh my God, George's girlfriend. I forget her name, but she's awesome.
Yeah, she did really, it's like, it was a girly, but gothic stuff. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, and then Jimmy Litwalk had a table, and they're from Ascension. That's where I get tattooed. So Ascension Tattoos on Mills. No plug.
Okay. What did you guys think about the hotel rooms? I mean, because the Wyndham. I mean, as far as the venue, because it's renovated, it's new. I mean, do you guys have any issues with the hotel or with the rooms? Oh, Robby.
It was unpleasant. It was
okay.
Fine. I really wanted to be. I was excited. I was like, okay, they renovated it. I've never stayed there before, so I kind of had hopes, high hopes. And not for nothing, but
ghetto back in the day.
They talk about the Hyatt, but come on, guys, the Hyatt room.
The Hyatt's awesome. People can shut the fuck up about the Hyatt. The Hyatt is amazing.
That's a great hotel, and I mean, it was just we got there. The room's kind of smaller than normal, and I feel like for us that we have costumes and boxes and totes and coolers and a bunch of stuff, it's just tiny. It's just it got crowded. I guess. I think I might have been staying where pets are allowed, so they had laminate, which is great, but the upstairs people have laminate as well. And I mean, it sounded like, people were dropping bowling balls and doing the cha-cha.
The walls were paper thin. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, it was awful. I mean, the first night, I'm not even kidding, it was 4:30 in the morning until they actually went to bed, and then I had to be up at 8 the next day because I was working. And that was awful. I was so mad. And then the next night we had my daughter, and I ended up having to call upstairs, and they were complete douchebags. But they quieted down after a little bit. I mean, the guy was really nasty on the phone. He was not having it, pretending that it wasn't where I was calling. He's like, "No, what are you talking about? I'm not upstairs. What are you talking about?"
Oh, no hablo inglés, no hablo inglés.
Please, really? I'm like, we're just trying to get to sleep, please. Right?
Yeah.
I wasn't even being rude. I was being nice about it, When you have a kid in here, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you can just get in your bed. But anyway, and then, the refrigerator, we had asked for a refrigerator, and it took us, we had to call, just back to back to back. Actually, we ended up talking to one of the, security guys, and he was the one that actually picked us up. I don't even know if the hotel knew that we had a refrigerator. So, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, did you have any issues?
No, I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
It's probably the way to avoid having issues that's spooky is just not sleep.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, that'll work.
No. the rooms were a little small. I tried to get a room closer, like building 13 or 12.
Yep.
Closer to
I
the
did the
wall.
same thing. My request, they didn't honor my request either.
Oh no, I got it. I
Oh,
got it.
You got my room then, you asshole.
Yeah, I did, probably. They were kind of small. I mean, they were renovated. They were basically kind of patched over. I don't know
Yeah.
if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
they were patched over.
The bathrooms, yeah, everything were kind of patched over and everything. But other than that, I mean, I've been in worse. Oh my God, a convention I was at like 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago in Lakeland. I was in a rat hotel, and I shared it with a couple people, and it's like, oh, it was horrible. So, the one I was at this time around, it's actually a lot, 10 times better. So.
Yeah, but still, for $120, that's how much we're paying at the Hyatt. Not only that, but we paid $99 at the DoubleTree, and the DoubleTree was even better than this, in my opinion.
The Hyatt's pretty high end. Let's be honest.
For the same price.
I liked it.
Anyone that's complaining about the Hyatt, right here. You're complaining about the Hyatt. Yeah.
Everybody's super nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that mug there, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Hard nights. Oh, plug. Yeah, there was someone costumed as Jack there.
Yeah, let's see them come up with something new this year. Let's see.
That's pretty much the general consensus, but that's a whole another show.
I mean, I know that's off topic, but I'm not going unless I see something that's really going to be different and new, and because we want to do different things this year. We're like, it's the same. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, what about, the volunteers? This is always a fun one. No, I have to give the volunteers absolute props, because anytime I asked any volunteer a question, they were very informative, they were all doing their job, they were pretty much on point. I didn't see any volunteers acting like assholes. So I got to give them, they were all doing their job, so they were all trained very well. Because I know in the past there's been a number of volunteers that weren't checking wristbands, or they didn't know answers to questions, or they just did it to get the free ticket. So I mean, I got to give them props. They actually did a good job this year. I mean, Robby did. What do you think?
Well, I think honestly, they did great. I mean, I led a bunch of volunteers that were amazing the whole weekend. I have not one complaint about all of the people that I worked with. But you were saying, it's just. We've gotten to a point where everybody's good because we've had to kind of weed out the crappiness.
That's a good point.
Anything else. There's been some issues in the past, and they've, it's kind of, I don't want to say ruined certain things, but there's certain things that we're used to that now we can't do because of a handful of bad seeds that they kind of volunteered and they kind of screwed us over a little bit. But, whatever happens, it's life, it's people, it's humans, so. But, I mean, honestly, yeah, everybody was great.
Yeah. Mo, you have any issues with anybody?
Oh, God, no. It's a labor of love. Everybody, they wear their shirts with a badge of honor.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And they all want to get together to put a really good show together. So I really have to give Dina props on having the best volunteer program in any con I've ever seen.
No, that's true. That's true.
With a lot of cons, and I have to give her props. At first, I was a little intimidated. I was scared. It was almost cult-like.
That is so true. Oh my God.
Seriously, it scared me initially.
No, you're right.
I had to talk with Petey, I had to talk with Dina, I had to talk with Lisa, I had to talk with a lot of people. And I'm like, yeah, I get it now. It is family. I was scared at first, but, I get it.
The way they run things, I mean, it's very impressive. I mean, it pretty much really is like a well-oiled machine, Yeah, it's like everyone's a cog in the system, and it's like, when they actually all work together, and honestly, they're the backbone of the show. They really are. I mean, Petey and Gina and Alan and all, they're all fantastic, don't get me wrong, but the volunteers are the ones, they're the grunts, They're the ones that actually make it all happen, so I got to give, if you volunteered, man, good on you, man.
Yeah,
Good on you.
it's definitely a sense of pride when because you hear the guests and everybody always has such a good time, and you know that you got something to do with that, and it's just, a lot of good teamwork, and yeah, it doesn't always run smoothly, but you can't tell as a guest, because I've been as a guest and I've been as a volunteer, and you can't tell there's something going on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Oh, con gossip. Ha ha. This is where Demmie gets nasty. Don't shake your head at me. Okay. Well, no, because I mean, the thing is, when you go to these conventions, you hear like stories all weekend and little things here and there and stuff. And the big thing that I heard this weekend was the Popeye story.
I haven't heard the Popeye story.
Oh, okay.
I was working the whole weekend like crazy, except for the night.
Oh, so you don't know about the SWAT team coming out, huh?
SWAT team or slut team?
SWAT team, police.
Oh,
Okay. A couple friends of mine told me this story, and they were at Popeyes. They saw this all happen with their own eyes, so this isn't necessarily gossip. There was somebody that was in a Resident Evil costume that went over to Popeyes, and apparently he had an airsoft rifle. I guess somebody saw him walking across. Oh, Mo's already shaking his head. Somebody saw him walking across the street, and that's the whole thing. This is one of the things we talked about in previous webcasts. The weapons, man. Everybody is super, super sensitive. With everything that's going on in the news, everybody's all super freaked out over everything.
In that area, you have a lot of Europeans and stuff that are...
Yeah, exactly. With everything that's going on, yeah. So apparently they went into Popeyes, and somebody saw the wrong thing. Somebody got nervous. Next thing you know, there's SWAT team, literally, not kidding, like police hiding behind the dumpster with their AK-47 or whatever, and next thing the guy knows, he's got red lasers on him.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, from what I understand, I don't know if they confiscated it or they broke it or, whatever. I heard it first that there was a court fine and a court appearance. I don't know if cops, because I've heard like 5 different stories. I don't know exactly what happened, but the cops totally did come in because of this guy. And like I said, people, you got to be careful with your weapons, man. I heard that there was a Jason there that got his machete confiscated. You got to remember, this area is a high tourist area, and horror convention or not, the mundanes don't know what's going on.
No, they don't.
They walking down the street with a machete, forget it. Now, as far as exactly what happened, I'm not sure and I'm going to say this name, and I know Mark Gomez. That's who this happened to. And let's see, how can I put this nicely?
You can't.
Guys,
come on now.
The guy, yeah. See, Mo's put his hand over his mouth because he knows. Certain people.
Oh my God, it was him.
Extreme exaggerations. Let's just say they tend to have a personality that kind of has a problem telling the truth about things. So as far as exactly what happened. That's why I'm trusting my friends and their account of that. Yeah, so that was the whole SWAT team issue. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm assuming because of this incident, in October there are going to be stricter weapons policies. Because for that, it's like this. So
yeah. So they were. I remember last year at the Hyatt, didn't they have a table where they were checking weapons and doing the soft thing? Yeah. Where they mark them or whatever. I'm not sure quite why they didn't do it this year, but I know why they did it last year is because that person got shot and all those things, right? Whatever.
Exactly. That'll be called. Yep.
But maybe next time it should be something that they do on purpose and they let people know that they're doing it on purpose, so that way everybody feels safe. Or whenever they attach, the Spooky Empire to some sort of media. They reassure people that, hey, look, we're going to be doing this, so you guys have nothing to worry about, etc.
Exactly. Well, you have like some weird facial expressions there. You're security, dude. You got to weigh in on this, man.
Next year is going to be a whole new ball of wax.
Oh yeah.
I don't represent the con in any way, shape, or form.
None of us do.
whatsoever.
None of
I'm
us do.
putting
We're
that
not
out there right now. I'm merely a volunteer with them.
Yes, and opinions. These are opinions. Right.
Yeah.
That's right, Alan. And I know you're watching, Alan. Anyway, go ahead.
Next year is probably most likely, I mean, it's going to be a whole new Ball Wax.
Yeah.
They're going to be in a large convention center. There's going to be a lot of security protocol that they're going to have to adhere to.
Yep. And that's not necessarily because of spooky either. That's convention center.
No, that's convention center, exactly. And they're going to have to adhere to certain security protocol. They'll probably have to hire a private security team or utilize the convention center's security for a lot of different things. Now, whether or not they're internal or they're volunteers, their force will go down or up, I don't know, because I don't know anything, all the details on that. But when you're dealing with a convention center convention, there's a lot of extra expenses. A hall to rent out is extremely expensive, so I mean, there's a lot of different details that he's going to have to adhere to when he goes there. So.
Oh, okay. I just now looked over at the Q&A. Apparently, I guess we're getting asked questions, and I completely didn't even look. Because normally Mike does this, and Mike didn't go this year, so it just... Okay, but he'll be back in October. Let's see. First of all, he says, hello, nurse. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, Mike. Was it Marco that caused the incident? See? He knows! He knows! Marco Maz has a reputation. There. I said it. I said it out loud. That's right. I painted the target on me. Okay, yes. Let's see. Okay, were there any major issues or changes with the new management at the Wyndham?
Yes.
Yes, right? What, Robbie?
New ownership is under new management.
Yeah. I didn't have any problems with the staff, honestly. My check-in, thankfully, was no problem. I didn't have a problem with housekeeping. I know there's been problems in the past because there's been thefts with housekeeping and stuff like that, but I personally had no issues. I didn't hear of anybody that had any issues. I mean, a lot of people bitched about the Wyndham, but that's because they hadn't been to the Wyndham before. The Wyndham is not a high-end hotel. It's kind of like the DoubleTree, where it's a very lowbrow, very lower end of the spectrum kind of venue. You know, so
yeah, it's not like the cheapest hotel you can get, but it's not like the best one either. So
yeah. So as far as the Wyndham was okay. I mean, and one of the good things about such a low-end hotel is that they pretty much let you party as long as you want. And that was one of the reasons that we stayed at the Wyndham, is because we pretty much had carte blanche to do more or less whatever we wanted. So that's that. Yeah, but as far as anything else, yeah, I think that was pretty cool. Let's see, panels. Did you guys happen to attend any panels?
I didn't have any time.
Yeah, Mike says it's for a quick stay. You're right. You're absolutely right, Mike. It's the Wyndham's for a quick stay. Like I said, in the hotel rooms, the walls were thin and they were small rooms, but you know, hey, it's a typical low-end con kind of hotel. So, but as far as panels, I do have one story. The George Lowe, the Space Ghost panel, which I'm shocked there weren't more people in the Space Ghost panel. But this was a hysterical. They have like professional MCs now. The black guy, what's his name? Mark, I want to say. I think he's one of the newer MCs. Black guy. Anyway, that's so racist. Yeah, but
you can say that though. Come on.
I don't give a fuck. You know what? I'm half black. I have a card. No, I do have a card. I don't feel like getting it, but I do have a card. Because I have a black friend. I have a card. That's right, Mo. Mo knows. I'm a card-carrying member. Okay, but yeah, no, the George Lowe panel was actually really funny because the MC was trying to warm up the crowd because I guess they couldn't find the host. So he was going through asking questions. He was giving out T-shirts and stuff like that. So one of the things he asked, and those of you that know Space Ghost know the character Brack. So he's going through, who could do a great Brack impersonation? So he happens to go over to these two guys like, I can do it. And these two guys go back and forth, and the host had no idea that was C. Martin Croker and George Lowe. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, he had no idea that was it. So they're actually doing the voices back and forth. The audience is losing it. So then the MC like goes backstage because he's like, oh, you guys are awesome. I'm going to give you a free shirt. And it's like,
hello.
you do not know. And he seriously didn't know who they were. So,
Well,
yeah.
you know, I mean,
Their voice actors, I know. But it was extremely, it was probably one of the most embarrassing moments of his life because in front of everybody, he's sitting there like, oh, yeah.
And of course, the audience knew, right?
Oh, yeah, and we're laughing our asses off because that's the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen. Like, talking to them and not knowing that that was actually Space Ghost and Zorak.
Yeah, that's
so,
awesome.
and that's the whole thing. It was funny because 9 times out of 10, the guests don't sit in the audience. You know, they're usually, like, backstage and then they get up on stage. They're not sitting in the audience. But George and Clay were sitting in the audience.
Well, I heard they're kind of like normal people.
Yeah. Oh, they were super cool.
Like, chill, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the panel was amazing. But yeah, that was probably one of the funnier stories that I've heard yet. Is it just the MC just not knowing who they were? Let's see. How do you feel about the con being at the convention center instead of the Hyatt? Oh, we're gonna get to that, Mike. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Okay. Let's see. There was the panels, and you guys didn't see any panels, so screw you. Parties. Guys, any thoughts on the parties? Mo, I'm gonna hand this to you first. Oh, he's got his mic off.
Oh, no, I'm bad. Wait.
Thoughts on the parties?
Oh,
DJ.
Well, I did go to the VIP party.
Okay.
And but I was working. Usually I don't get a chance to actually go to them. And the cake was awesome.
Oh, the cake's amazing. Eric's amazing. Eric and Patty.
Yeah. I would have liked a little bit better music. I think the music was kind of, it was okay, but.
Was it more mingling music?
I'm sorry?
Was it more like mingling music and not so much dance music, or like what were you?
Yeah,
well,
I think so.
That's kind of what it's about, right? I mean, you're not gonna go there and twerk for the celebrities.
I mean, pretty spooky people twerk. No.
Yeah, it should be like Michael McDonald or something in the background. So
a lot of people get drinks. But I was trying to fight my way to get to the pool. I really wanted to get out there because I didn't really know anybody. So I mean, I knew a few, and I saw some of the stars there, which is great. But I was kind of like, okay, my friends are outside. Oh man, I wish I could go. I want to go, and so.
Aww.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Did you guys hear about the car?
The car?
The car on Saturday. I think it was Saturday night. Yeah.
No.
Oh, con gossip! Yay!
More con gossip. Yeah. Me and Lo almost got ran over.
What?
Okay,
Wait.
yeah. Okay. I gotta tell you. You know the courtyard that's back there with all the grass and the sidewalks and stuff?
Uh-huh.
There's a bunch of bushes. Well, I see a car rounding the corner and it knocked over a bush, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not supposed to be here, close to the lobby.
Oh,
and then it comes towards us, towards the lobby doors, near the back, where all those chairs are and everything.
Yeah.
So it runs towards us. We walk out of the way. It wasn't like it was barreling toward us and we had to make a barrel roll to get out of the way. But
that would have been great.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. That would have been a cooler story. We just kind of
walked. That would have been a Marco story. You should tell. Sorry, didn't say that. Continue.
So I
went there.
I walked towards the lobby and it passed us and it kind of stopped right there. And I'm like, okay, and it knocked over a bunch of bushes. So I go inside and I say, hey, I don't think this is a parking spot. You might need to call security. And the lady just kind of looks up and she yells and she calls security. It was a DUI driver. Somebody came up into the courtyard.
Oh my goodness.
And almost ran into the lobby.
Was it a Spooky Empire guest?
He had a T-shirt. I can't say. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. It's not on the con, so whatever. So I don't think it was a con goer.
Okay.
I know. Yeah. But yeah, that person definitely had a bad Sunday.
Well, I was gonna say because those tourists like to hit the sauce.
Yeah, I know those tourists. Let me tell you.
There's a lot of drunk people around that area.
Oh no, totally. Doesn't matter where. What's going on?
But I'm assuming he definitely got arrested, and they got rid of the car before 5:30. So, and I was up till about 6 that morning.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Huh.
I
Don't
only
drink
slept
and
till
drive,
like 1 hour.
kids.
No,
Yeah,
no.
don't
That's
drink
your
and
point
drive.
of the day.
Seriously.
But as far as the parties, I think the DJs were awesome. I heard very minimal drunk white people music, and that's always my.
Dude, the DJs were amazing. On Saturday night, they were getting so into it. That one guy was singing.
Petey was amazing, and drunk Petey DJ.
Yes.
Drunk DJ.
Oh, that is awesome. The music was, I mean, it was definitely the parties. I was so glad that I felt it was kind of like a saving grace for me because I was having kind of a rough time getting into it and kind of getting started. Friday for me was kind of and then, I know Dementia, somebody's getting into it also. And then on Saturday it was just such a relief to be like, yes, this is a party that I remember. This feels familiar. This is nice. Yep. We were out there until almost, past 3 o'clock in the morning dancing. When was the last time we did that? Yeah. Right?
I gotta interject. Stop playing Thriller. No more Thriller. I'm sick of hearing the Thriller.
No, you know what? I like it when they play Thriller, and I know this is particular, but like when the Michael Myers are there, and there's more than one. With, Like it can be cool if the right people are there.
Yeah, now Dracula got out there, was doing the Thriller dance, and it's like, okay, yeah, that does make some good memories, and I'll give you that, but pick something else, man, some punk or something. What, Mo?
They need to stop playing Midnight Horses. That's what they need to stop playing.
No. Good, man. That needs to be every single convention. That needs to be the start point. That needs to be the end point. And then, of course, we got "Don't Stop Believin'" by Journey. It's like that. I'll allow that. Drunk white people. I will allow that.
That's a closer. Yeah.
That is. And no, it makes me sad. I never want to hear it because it's going to be towards the end of the party. I'm like, no, we're not ready yet. Don't play it.
Yeah. And we heard "Don't Stop Believin'" and we started singing, and like people around us weren't singing, and I'm like, that's a spooky rule.
Yeah.
If you hear "Don't Stop Believin'," I don't care. You have to start singing. That's written in the program. You have to start singing.
That should be in the commandments thing that we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to sing that, absolutely. But the parties were absolutely very, very cool. And that does bring us to a couple of the issues that I heard about from people. And normally it's like drunk guy issues, but this did bring up something, and it's something I would like to see happen. Oh, is Mo still there? Oh, there you go. Okay, no, go ahead. This is something I would like to see happen, though. Unfortunately, because Spooky is a bigger convention now, you are going to get a lot of these like drunk, harassing kind of guys. I've heard about a couple of the vendor guys, a couple just of the drunk guys that were there. That Robby, you still? Oh, you're still there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, it's just Mo. Okay.
He's just moving around.
There were some issues where women were not feeling safe, and they had problems getting away from certain elements and things like that. I want a Spooky Brute Squad. I think because the thing is, the guys like Mo and Mike and a lot of the other guys there, they're family, and they will protect anybody that's there. I know there was a movement, some convention a few years ago when this whole harassment thing started. If you saw a guy with like a particular color ribbon or something like that, you knew that guy is someone that you could go to avoid someone that was trying to harass you.
Right.
I'd love for something like that to be at Spooky like that, where there's a guy you could go to that could help you get back to your room safely, or to give you an excuse to get away from an asshole. Yeah, see? Svein, can I be part of the Brute Squad? Yes! I want to start the Spooky Brute Squad, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
Because the thing is, at the parties, especially at the parties, you get these dude bros, that don't know their limit. Yeah, exactly. And Mo, tell us about the dude bros.
Look, I hate them. They're assholes. They
don't belong there, man.
I would totally volunteer for something like that. I mean, it would definitely hinder. I wouldn't be able to drink as much. Yeah. But
just enough.
It's, you know what? If it's some kind of like shift work or something like that, or like one, you know, a few guys take on one day and a few guys take another day, I'd be totally fine with that. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's something
There's
that
a number of ways to do it, but I mean, because Spooky's a bigger convention now, unfortunately, you know, you get this new element, you know, these guys who come in, they're thinking they're going to hit on a cosplay chick or something like that, and
Well, I have
unfortunately,
to say though, the police presence was pretty strong on Friday and Saturday in the crowd.
yes,
I saw, at least that I saw 6 that they were kind of walking, and they were actually having a good time. They were enjoying themselves.
yes,
So
they were.
it's, you know, a lot of people are like, oh my God, oh, they're here, they're gonna ruin everything. But no, they were,
No,
you know, they're actually very lenient, letting people do whatever. They were just, you know, follow the rules. No glass around the pool. You know, don't be harassing anyone. Don't be an idiot. So I mean, it's not a bad thing to have back there.
not at all. No, they were absolutely, the cops were absolutely amazing. I mean, I saw a couple of the cops actually, and they were like trying not to, but you could tell they were dancing.
Totally. Oh yeah, they were having a great time. Yeah. So,
They were having a blast.
yeah, I agree. It's definitely something important.
But yeah, that's something, especially in the convention center come October, since I don't know if I'm gonna head this up or, you know, let one of the guys head this up, but I mean, I would love for there to be just a spooky brute squad, you know, just, I don't know, a colored wristband or a shirt or I don't know, something, you know, that women could just say,
Alliance of dudes that are cool.
yeah.
I
Yeah, the
would
guys
so
that you can
second
trust
that.
to walk you back to your hotel room, or if you need to go to your car or something like that, you know? Or if just some drunk guy won't leave you alone, you know, you can go to this guy and they'll take care of him or whatever, you know what I mean? So,
I would definitely help you with that. I would love, yeah, it's a really, I mean, yeah, it's a really good, if you feel safer with people that you know, rather
yeah.
than, like, say, a hired security or hired,
Well,
you know,
If you don't want to cause a scene,
yeah.
you know. Yeah.
expensive too. You know what I mean? Like if you want to hire a security team, you know, you're there to have a good time. You know, I mean, I don't know how far they're gonna get with people like actually paying someone to do it. So it's
Yeah.
definitely have to be on volunteer time.
It's like
Yeah,
having a
no,
premium
and
member
I mean,
walk
Mike
you
and
home.
Spain are already, you know, signing up for this. So yeah, I mean, this is something that we'll definitely talk about. I would love for there to be like a spooky brute squad. Like I said, just guys there. So when you see their presence, you know that okay, you can always go to them if you know you feel unsafe or some guy's harassing you or whatever. So I mean, because like I said, I heard stories from. And I'm not going to say who, but one of the female artists and one of the female volunteers that were dealing with guys that just weren't getting the hint. So, and then unfortunately, there's a lot of drinking at this event, so you're going to have that, unfortunately. So, all right. So that's let's see, what else did I have?
I wanted to add something. I'm sorry, I had a note here earlier from when we were talking about the parties.